Hi, welcome everybody. How are you today? Great. Oh, good. Oh my God, you guys are awake. That's awesome. Usually everybody here is like so sleepy and, I remember the first time I ever came here, I was so nervous because I just was very nervous, and I've been to New York, my family's from New York, but I felt really intimidated by coming here. Now it's like old hats, piece of cake. You guys are awesome. It's one of the best crowds I have. I love coming here. My name is Bob Harrington. I'd like to thank everybody from the event space for having me in today. Debbie, Shoshona, Matthew, and David Brommer. Okay, this is a wonderful venue for you, right? It's a free event. You get to come in and meet and see any photographer that you want, as long as your schedule allows. If it doesn't allow, just take a day off, who cares, right? And you come here and shop, melt the credit card, and we're cool. Okay, so I'm Bob Harrington. This class is called One Light 101. It's kind of based for beginners to intermediates. I will give you some advanced things for to learn lighting. Okay. I have a slideshow. After we run the slideshow, we'll work with Valeria, and this is wonderful because we just met, and like 2 seconds ago, and we have texted one another and have emailed, but we have not met to work with one another yet. So for those of you who are doing any kind of portrait work or headshots and you're having someone come to your home or you're renting a studio, I'll help you to learn how to understand how to work with somebody who you've just met, right? A professional model will come to you and she will know what to do. She will know how to sit, she will know how to stand, she will know everything, all right? The average person is not. They're gonna be like this, right? Okay? I mean, let's be honest with one another. This is how it works. You have to pull that out of them. Okay, but the thing is with Valeria, we're so new to one another, it's going to be awesome because we can really begin to chat, and I can show you some of my tips and tricks to get that person to become relaxed with you, relaxed in front of the camera, and you get the shot. Welcome to B&H Photo Event Space. This is One Light 101. My slideshow is about 20 minutes. I brought my two most favorite light modifiers ever, the Rogue Flashbender and a Convertible Umbrella. If you guys don't own umbrellas, you should absolutely own umbrellas. And if you don't own a Rogue Flashbender, you should absolutely own at least one of them. Because alone or in tandem, they make a really formidable kit that you can bring with you just about anywhere. I live in Connecticut, so I take the train down. I have two bags. I have my camera bag. I have an over-the-shoulder bag that I put 3 light stands in, a reflector, and I brought a Hollywood grip arm today to hang some colorful backdrops off of. Maybe we'll do something colorful in the background, okay? So this allows you to travel easily, and that's what you want to do, because you can be more competitive pricing-wise if you can go to a job with just 2 bags instead of an assistant, first assistant, second assistant, third assistant, C-stands, and all that crazy fun stuff that we're all dying to do, but costs a lot of money, and a lot of your clients sometimes don't have that budget, okay? So anyways, this is One Light 101. Every photo in the slideshow was taken with one light. I chose photographs that all have behind the scenes shots, so you can see how I did it, okay? If any of you have been with me or have seen any of my work, you'll see some photos doubling over. You'll have seen them before. One of the problems that I find that I have is when I shoot professionally, I don't take behind the scenes shots. If Valeria hired me for a headshot, I would not care at all about my setup. I care more about getting her what she needs for her portfolio or whatever her specific need is. So a lot of my behind the scenes shots are done from workshops and things of that nature. If you were with us in Central Park last time, there's 2 photos from there. It was a blast. I usually do photo walks. So we meet somewhere, and I bring a couple of models in and we shoot on location with a different gear. It's a lot of fun. Who's done it with me? All right, we have repeat customers. Awesome. It's fun, isn't it? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's really cool. Okay, pardon me. So first, this is me, Robert Harrington Studios. I am shutting down my website and I'm sticking with my blog for next year. The website gets 0 traffic. My blog gets all the traffic. So that's how you can get a hold of me. There's a follow button in the lower right corner. Click the follow button, and every time I update, you'll get an email. I try to update 2 to 3 times a week, unless I'm really busy or really lazy, and it may be once every 2 weeks. But I do try to maintain it. I'm on Twitter, Bob Harrington 2, Facebook, but you'll never get me there. and my email is bob@robertharringtonstudios.com. Okay? Everybody got that? We good? We can roll forward? Good. My first book came out about 1.5 years ago, Photographic Lighting. It's available on Amazon. My second book I self-publish, called One Speedlight, 16 Looks, is available on Blurb. Just go to blurb.com. A lot of what's here is in that book. And it's a little pamphlet kind of book, so you can literally stick it in your back pocket and bring it with you. I do write freelance for Shutterbug magazine. I kind of took a break this year from writing, but I'm going to hit it hard next year. Okay, today we're sponsored by Expo Imaging, makers of the Rogue Flashbender, Photix for radio triggers. I work with California Sunbounce and Tenba bags. Lighting gear for today. I'm using a Nikon SB910 and an SD9 battery pack, Ansman 2850 milliamp AA batteries, a Rogue XL Pro Flashbender, a reflective and shoot-through umbrella. Okay. My light stands are Manfrotto 1052 BACs. These are the best light stands for speed lighting because they fold flat and they travel well. They're just outstanding. Oh, I slipped this one in by accident, sorry. I have 2 upcoming workshops. I should have put this slide in earlier. This Saturday I have one in my studio at home. It's very small, very intimate, only a couple of people. It will be this workshop here, which you can actually shoot. My next big workshop is January 24th here in the city at a Daylight Studio on 39th Street. It's a full day of off-camera flash using a ton of different equipment. If you guys are really interested in taking a workshop that's fairly reasonably priced, and we do a lot of different things with a lot of different gear, it's for you. All of the information is on my blog, on my WordPress blog. Okay, so you can get me there. Everybody got that? We're good? I can go forward? I'm going to hang tight. That's going to be an awesome one. The studio is amazing. I think she's working for me that day. Yeah. Yeah, that smile. Okay, so I put that slide in there by accident. I'm sorry. The Photix Odin radio trigger is a trigger that I'll be using. This is a radio trigger that allows you to do TTL, manual mode, and you can turn flashes on or off. So if you have a group of 3 flashes, one can be in TTL, one can be turned off, one can be on manual, or any variation thereof. I love these triggers. They just work. You put them on, turn them on. As long as you have batteries in them, you're good to go. I use a Photec umbrella bracket. It's available here. I changed brands from a previous brand. They're actually all the same. They're literally all the same. However, buy a good one. Buy one that's all metal and will last you forever. And a Matthews 40-inch Hollywood grip arm and an extra 2.5-inch grip head, which if you look over here is hanging horizontally on top of a light stand. I'm going to use that to put some colorful backdrops on. Okay, it's a full, complete portable kit that I brought with me on the train. Okay, the magic numbers. Everybody asks me this, and I came up with these numbers a couple years ago. If you're a complete beginner, you don't know where to start, this is where you start. If you're an advanced shooter, and you already know this, just hang on to the next slide. I set my camera shutter speed to 1/125th of a second or 1/200th of a second. As I get older, I'm getting a little more shakier, right? Not as steady. So I've been setting my shutter speed to 200, aperture 5.6, and ISO 200. That's pretty much where I begin everything now. Okay, especially at a workshop like this where you're learning, just beginning to learn exposure, how the whole thing works. I set my white balance to custom white balance or to daylight. I'm going to set my white balance to daylight, and the reason for that is I want you to see the difference in color tone shift between the modifiers. Okay, when you use an XL Pro with no diffusion screen, will look different than an XL Pro with a diffusion screen, which will look different than a reflective umbrella and different than a shoot-through umbrella. And it's important for you to see how these differences come to light, if you will. You can always go back in your raw converter later and change them, but I want you to see the difference. When you're outside, try and underexpose a little bit. I underexpose on my shutter speed or my aperture, especially if you can't shoot high-speed sync, and darken the background a touch, and then illuminate the foreground with your light. I set my key light to manual mode at half power. and my hair background and edge lights to manual mode at 1/4 power. I don't shoot a lot of TTL. I do occasionally. I find that I like manual mode better because I like the overall control. And every time your flash fires, it's the same output every time. So it's fairly consistent. Okay, get your flash off your camera and bounce it. That's all you have to do. Get your flash off your camera and bounce it. Outstanding, you guys are awesome. This is my friend Bernadette. You'll see her a few times in this slideshow. She's awesome, she's a great kid. And all I did for this shot was take my flash off my camera, aim it towards the wall, and bounce it. Just like you're bouncing your flash around a room if you're shooting an event, right? You put your flash in your camera, swivel the head around, you bounce light around the room. That's all that I did there. You have to begin to play with aperture, shutter, and ISO to get a proper exposure. But that was a great simple shot I did just by bouncing the light off that brick wall. This is another model who works for me back at home. Her name is Stacy. I put her right up against the white wall, okay? And I really like this shot because I like how the shadows fall right down behind her. She's not very far off of the wall at all. And there's my setup. See how simple that is? Okay, that's a Rogue Flashbender. It's not the XL Pro, it's one of the older 12-inch by 12-inch models, but it worked like a champ. Right, single light portrait. Who was with me at Dante Park? Okay, this is awesome, wasn't it? She went bananas over this photo. She loved it, and I loved it too. I thought it was great. So we're shooting outside, and we had gotten thrown out of Lincoln Center, which I'm all about, right? Start some trouble, have some fun, and we were just walking her down the street and flashing her with a single light source and a Rogue XL Pro. And there it is. That's our setup right there. You know, I love this kind of work because I love being out in scene, love being outside, love drawing attention, right? When you're outside shooting, there's always people walking around and drawing attention, despite the fact that it could be the police. Doesn't matter. If you look, my light is off to her left or to camera right. Now we're back into that traditional 45 by 45 kind of situation. But my light's high, and it's going down like this and skimming across her face. So I shot this back home in an abandoned building. I love getting my light high and above because I love how the shadows drop. Okay, I like how those shadows drop hard and across. Okay, so we're in this abandoned building. I have to say to you, if you go to an abandoned building, just be safe. Okay, go with a couple of people. I try never to go alone in a place like this in case somebody gets hurt. You never know. And there's a setup. That's it. Rogue Flashbender up high, right? Aiming down, giving me some sharp shadow underneath her nose, underneath her chin, and falling right off behind her into that furnace room or whatever utility room that was. This I took at the Photo Plus Expo. This is a one-light portrait. One of the things I really like to do is get creative, and it's just so easy to get creative. And in this instance, I took the Rogue Flashbender on the left of the screen, and I stuck it up high, and I had the model just stand there. And I just had her pose in certain positions, just had her move around. Every time she stopped, I would shoot, and I would go down low, and I would move around. So with that combination of her moving and me moving, I got this wonderful range of creative photographs. And that's just the ceiling of the photo of the Javits Center, okay? I took probably 30 or 40 photographs. All of them came out differently. They're not perfect, they're not the best. This is my favorite of them all. I may crop out the left side a little bit. You can see the light stand and the actual edge of the Flashbender. But it's fun to get creative. Okay, if you have a sitting and you have time afterwards toward the end, get creative. If Valeria called me up and said, Bob, I need headshots, and we do, say, a 2-hour sitting, after an hour and a half, if we've nailed our shot, we've gotten what we wanted, and we have a few minutes left, why not do something fun, right? Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah. Okay, we're going to jump out of the XL Pro and go right to the Umbrella. I know a particular gentleman who absolutely hates umbrellas. He says you should never use them. Never, ever use an umbrella. It throws and scatters too much light all over the place. It's just so inefficient, it's not worth your time. I would happen to think that it's okay. Right? What do you guys think? It's a single speed light and a single reflective umbrella. And there it is. Okay? Single light portrait, aperture of 5.6. It's a good working aperture. Okay, decent shutter speed, simple shot. All right? Then you take your speed light and your reflective umbrella and take it from the 45 by 45, right? This is a traditional atypical portrait setting. This is the photograph on the B&H page, when you guys went to the B&H page to register for this event. And this was one of my first professional model shoots. And she just happened to be a friend of my family. And that's literally out of the camera. I think I removed one stray hair from across her eye. That's exactly how it came out of the camera. She was a model here in the city for an agency called IPM. They do full figure. And she's just amazing. Here's my setup in my living room. You can see my house too. So I have a shoot-through umbrella high and above and a reflector down below, and I'm doing the atypical clamshell or over and under style beauty light, right? And that's literally how it came out of the camera. You go outside and have fun at night. This is Bernadette again. I took my light and I put it behind her, all right? Those rain droplets, it's not raining out. There was an air conditioner up above, and it was leaking. So I was like, okay, move back up, back up. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, back up, back up. Open the umbrella. So the light is right behind her, probably mid-back. It's lighting up the background. It's edge lighting her, right? You have this whole edge definition light around her mid-torso, her arms. The light's going straight up into the umbrella, back over and around, and the front lights are as well. So you have all that beautiful front light and back light, and I stopped all that water, which just happened to be there. It was just given to me. And there's my setup. So the light's right about here, mid-back. It's just going everywhere. Manual mode at half power. I think I boosted my ISO because it was kind of dark here. We were in an alleyway in New Haven, Connecticut. And she's giving me the look, like, hurry up, let's go, I want to go home. But as you take one light and you explore what you can do with it, just go one extra step further and try something new. And there are just so many possibilities for one light. It's just so many possibilities that I can't even begin to tell you here. I can show you the basics, which is what I want, and then it's up to you to go from there. I'm constantly practicing. I'm constantly shooting, even if it's like something on my dining room table, right? I'm constantly trying something new. I'm always researching. I have some downtime. I go on YouTube, right, like you guys do, to learn what's going on. I do the same thing. I read magazines. I research photographers that I like, and I want to emulate or see what they're doing. All my favorite guys are top guys like Mark Seliger, Craig McDean, Annie Leibovitz, Patrick Delmarchier, Mario Testino. I love all the big fashion guys who do the covers for the big magazines. And if you Google any of those guys, you'll come upon YouTube videos of them working. And I saw a great video with Mark Seliger, and he's shooting, I think, Kate Moss for a cover. And he's got a camera, phase 1 or something, and he's got a strobe light, and he's got, guess what? A reflective umbrella. And that's all he's using. Okay, so an umbrella, a light, and a camera, that's all you need. Literally. And the photos came out beautiful when he did the cover of, I don't know, Allure or something. Okay? The key is to try to put it into practice, right? Try to practice as much as you can. Grab your significant other, grab your partner, grab your husband, wife, son, grab your neighbor's kid, who knows, anybody who will sit for you for 5 minutes to try it out, you know, and just try it out. You'll be so happy, you'll be so like, oh my God, this is awesome. I could do this. And you start a business. Then you gotta buy pizza for dinner because you can't afford anything else. Thank you, and always strive to have fun. Always have fun, right? If you make a mistake, you make a mistake. What can you do? It's photography. If you make a mistake, what do you do?
Try again.
Try again. If you take that photograph and it's the worst photo you ever took, what do you do with it?
Delete it.
No, never delete. Yes. What's your name?
Jason.
Jason says you learn from it. You learn from it. And then what do? You push it up 4 stops, turn it to black and white. It's the best black and white you ever saw in your life. And you sell it to your client. Right? That's what you do with it. You try not to delete as you go. Try to, I wonder if I have those. Hang on. I had a, I don't know if I have them on my laptop anymore. I don't. I had I was doing a presentation and I wanted to show why you never delete a photo. And I had a photograph that the lights did not recycle in time. And we were using ProPhoto B1s, and it was the end of the day, batteries were going down, and they didn't recycle, so I got this, it was a great shot, except it was completely underexposed, completely dark. So I pushed it all the way up, 4 stops in software, opened it right up, and then it became grainy, right, because it was underexposed, went to black and white, and it was the most amazing photo. It just came out beautiful, you know. That's the plus side. The minus side to that is that you have to find the time to do all that, right? Because usually if you're a working photographer, you're trying to get more work to shoot, because if you're not shooting, what aren't you making? Money.
No pizza.
No pizza. Yeah, no pizza tonight. Nice Chinese. Okay. I'm going to open up my software, and we'll get started. Okay. What do you guys use for raw processing software? Lightroom. Anyone using Capture One yet? No? Okay, just curious. I use Capture One, I don't use Lightroom. There we go. Okay. So open up our software. Go to the tab where it says Camera. Turn my camera on, and we'll turn everything on. So I'm going to turn everything on. So what I want to do is, by memory, go back to the beginning of the slideshow. And what was our first look? Bounce. Who said that? What's your name? Frank. Frank said bounce light. Right? This is as easy as bouncing your lighter on your camera. Just take your flash off of your camera and bounce your light around the room. Why don't you step up, hon? Okay, yeah, over this way a little bit. Let me get my light, and I'm going to get everything set up. Okay, so Valeria came in. This is our first time meeting. Watch your feet, hon. 1 second. And we've not met one another. We are going to chat. I'm going to get her comfortable with me. Okay? Because you don't know me yet, right? Yes. And this is a great day to learn to know me, because this is awesome, man. This is like, look at you. Okay? I want you to pay attention to her body language. Okay, so turn around. Face these guys. Look at her shoulders. Right? She's still a little like this with me. See that? She's in front of a crowd. She's still a little hunched up. See that? I can see that. Don't pretend like you're not nervous or unsure. There you are. You are because I say you are. Okay, now look at her shoulders. Right? Even though they weren't too bunched up, now she's getting more. Now she's doing it on purpose. And she's like, oh. Okay. So the key is you want to know your subject, right? I'm not going to ask her out on a date, but I want to make her comfortable with me, all right? What kind of music do you like?
House music.
House music? I don't understand that.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like when you ask me what kind of music do I like, I'm going to tell you, Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Yeah, and you don't know. I think it's a generational thing. Yeah. So house music is very different for me. Okay, but that's cool. That's awesome, because that's
Exactly.
Okay, so we've turned our light on. I'm going to aim my speed light towards the ceiling. I'm going to send this uphill, and I want to turn you, hon. Yep, just like that. Can you back up just a little bit? Yep, and turn around that way. Face that way. Put your hands on and go. Perfect. I want to bring her face to me. So bring your face and shoulders to me right there. Take your hair off of your left side. Yep, that's it. Take it. Open your right there is perfect. Okay. So I posed her really quickly. Right. She's already got her feet moving around. I don't know if you can see me or not, but you can put one foot in front of the other. Okay. One foot up like this, which is exactly what she's doing. Okay. And that changes her body language. We want her to be comfortable and secure in this environment. She's happy. She's going to get a great headshot. And that's all that there is to it. So I'll turn my camera on, make sure everything turns on to the software. Okay, using the Photix trigger, my light is in manual mode at 1/2 power. I'm at a shutter speed of 200, aperture of 5.6, camera's turned on. Let's see what we get right there. What do we think? We're on our way. Guess don't sound too impressed. No, not at all. Well, it's a little dark. We're just getting started, right? So the whole I don't come out of the gate perfect. Do you guys? I mean, come on. You know, give me something here, all right? Give me a little leeway. Nothing comes out perfect. I'm not using a light meter. Okay, I'm doing this all by eye. This is a great training session for you to learn how to do things by eye. Okay, get your client to laugh with you. Right? Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to brighten it a little bit, I think. If I look at the exposure, it's a little too dark for me. Okay, the color tone looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I want to stick with an aperture of 5.6. I want to stick with a shutter speed of 200 because I'm shaky and getting older. Okay, I'm moving. The Earth is moving. Who knows what else is moving? What are we going to do? ISO. I'm at 200. Shall we go to 400? Let's pull up full stop. Do it. I like that. With conviction.
How many millimeters is your lens? What's the focal length?
My lens is a 105 f2 DC. Yeah, this is my headshot portrait lens. Okay, right there, hon. Perfect. Yep. Right there. Awesome. There we go. Okay. So now we have the relationship of shutter speed to aperture to ISO, right? And we boosted ISO and I have a much better photograph, okay? Our histogram's just a touch to the left a little bit. That could be because of her dark hair, the black neck on her turtleneck, the darker background, okay? I like shots like this. I like the dramatic light. Look what we did just by bouncing our light off the wall. That's all we did was bounce our light off the wall, okay? I'll take 2 more and then we'll change everything up. Ready, hon? 1. Yeah, look up to here. Right there, perfect. Okay, now she came into the light and look at the difference in the photograph. Before she was turned this way. Okay, so the light was bouncing here, angle of incidence, angle of reflectance, right? It was a little more dramatic. Now that she comes in and turns into the light is more fulfilling on her face, right? It's broad light. All she did was move. Turn it around a little more. Yeah. A little more. A little more. There we go. Now bring your shoulders around to the right. That's it. To me, with your face, right there. Okay, so within the realm of the headshot world, right, upper body portrait, we're there. Simple. We have some beautiful shadow detail on her right side, okay, and some nice broad light on her forehead and left cheek. It's exactly what you would expect from a softbox on this side, right? And what do we have? No softbox, just a bare speed light. Okay, for the next look, we're going to do one light high key, kind of. I don't have a white background here. I did not bring a white background with me. What we're going to do is we're going to take Valeria and we're going to put her right up to the background. I'll show you how to set this up and run this, okay? So go right up to the background, hon. Yep. I'm going to move my reflector so it's not in your way. Okay. Get this out of the way. Up to it as close as you can. Pull your hair back. Yeah. And perfect. It also helps to study posing so you can show your client what you want or what they want, okay? This is where in my house the big joke is my wife gets Golf Digest and I get Vanity Fair, okay? That is literally, utterly the exact thing. It's exactly what happens. I'm the guy looking for, I'm like studying light. and she's studying how to putt with her new putter. Okay, so we're going to do this one light kind of high key look, right? Very short drop shadow, very hard light, okay? I love this kind of look. I think it's really fun. It's so incredibly simple, and everybody who has it shot, that way likes it, because it has a commercial feel to it. It's very easy to do. Okay, ready, hon? In the pose. I don't know what the background's going to look like. Actually, it doesn't look all that bad. A little overexposed. Okay, it's a little hot, a little overexposed, but the background really, really blew out a lot. So why don't we go back to our ISO of 200? Because I've not changed anything but ISO yet, right? There we have it. Simple one light high key. See that? Very commercial looking. It's on a crazy backdrop that's not even white, but we turned it white. Look how great that is. Look at this short drop shadow. See that? Goes to one side, all right? She's very flatly lit. You can change this by shooting from one side to the other. Go ahead. All right, we change the depth, or we just move the light to one side like this. Now our shadow's on the opposite side. See that? If I move the light to my left, shadow drops to her left. Move the light to my right, shadow drops to the opposite side. Exposure doesn't change. The entire look of the whole thing changes. Okay? I love this look, so we're going to come in a little bit close. The thing you have to remember is you need to keep your distance. All right? If you don't keep your distance from your subject, this is what's going to happen. Oh, it didn't happen there. Wow, okay. Normally what happens is your shadow enters the photograph, okay? I don't want to be on top of you, so we'll try that one more time. I don't think it worked again, did it? No, it didn't. Anyways, if you do this at home, that's possibly what will happen. This is a fun look because you can have a lot of fun with it, all right? Think about any magazine cover you're looking at, model or the star. It's laughing, it's funny, go ahead now, laugh, fake it, just fake it. Ah. Perfect, move it again right there, awesome. Now to me. Now turn to the side. Yeah, now swing around, swing your there we go, perfect. Right, beautiful. Simple, right? Simple, fun, and elegant. Okay, now we're going to go to the Rogue Flashbender. We'll change this right up one more time. Now, except for my time shooting, you really haven't done anything to change anything, right? We have a bare head flash. There's nothing wrong with the bare head flash. When I used to shoot events, I would put a couple of these in the corners with the plastic omnibounce on it, and I would, towards later on in the evening when things got really romantic and everybody was kind of parting company, I would flash my lights with some gels on them to match foreground and background light. If you ever shoot in an event space, you know they turn the lights off, then they turn them back on, they're like orange and red and purple, and the DJ's got this stuff going, and it's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. So I would use some gels, put some speed lights into the corners, and things like that. So we're going to change out to the Rogue XL Pro. Why don't you step off the background, hon? Yep. right about to there, just a little bit more to me, right about to there. That should be good. Okay, so the XL Pro is really pretty amazing. Whoops, wrong one. Alrighty. Where's the cover? I almost always use the cover. When I'm using a modifier, not barehead, I always put the plastic cover on. I think this slows the light down a little bit. It warms the light up a little bit in color tone, but it also helps to keep that hard flash off of your client's face. Okay, so it tends to soften the light a little bit, send a little more around the room, right? Because the light's bouncing a little bit. Couple of tips. Take your flash head and turn it around. Okay, so if you're using the XL Pro, which is fairly large, all right, it's like 13 by 16 or something. It's pretty big. It's pretty heavy. Okay, if you attach it to here and you don't turn this around, the flash head will want to fall forward. If you turn the flash head around and attach this, the flash head won't want to fall forward because you have that resistance. All right, I always bend these just a little bit, okay? And one of the things is that you can get very creative with this because when you bend the vinyl, when you bend the bender, you can keep light off of the background. So I have my key light on a traditional, say 45 by 45 degree angle, right? This light will be slightly hard, all right? This, with this white vinyl, is very similar to a white beauty dish. The light is hard and soft at the same time, right? It has that contrast of a beauty dish, okay? So I'm gonna shoot you right here, honey. All right, we're gonna go ISO 200, shutter speed 200, because I am getting older, not younger. Aperture of 5.6, and we'll see what we get. Okay, not bad. It's a little hot for me. You guys? It's a little hot on the left side of her face. So we'll, what shall we do? We have an option here. We can go aperture, okay? Or we can drop the power down on the flash. What do you guys want?
Down.
Power down. What's your name?
Giovanni.
Giovanni?
Si.
You get an A+, man. You can leave right now. You got an A+. We're going to drop the power down from a half to maybe, what do you think the power difference is? 2 stops?
2 stops.
2 stops at least. It's pretty hot on her face. So we'll drop the power down right here to 1/4, 1/8. That's two full settings, 2 full stops down power.
I'm not technical, so.
Okay. The other thing that this Fostix Odin has is it has a modeling light feature. So if you push the button, you get a modeling light. It's really pretty cool, except I can't see anything. Okay, ready? Okay, much better. A little too dark for me. Should push the power up maybe 2/3 of a stop. There we go. Now we nailed it, okay? We have a lot of light going onto the background because this is just throwing light everywhere, all right? So if you look at the quality of light, it's very beauty dish-like with that loop shadow here, okay, under the right side of her nose, under her chin, which you can't see because it's falling off into that awesome sweater, okay? But what I want to do is I want to keep some of the light off of the background. How are we going to do that? Anybody?
Flag.
Flag? Who said flag? What's your name again?
Peter.
Peter. I'm sorry. Peter said flag. Here's what you can do. Here's your flag right here. Now let's see what that does for us. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Okay. I didn't change any exposure on her face at all, but I kept the light off the background, and what did I create for myself? A gradient. Looks like there's a second light behind her, shedding some light back up to the background. And this is a nasty, awful, I don't even know what that is. Some kind of diffusion screen, right, from store to this room. And we have that lovely gray, looks like a fashion gray, and we kept the light off the background, and we have this beautiful shot, right? What do we think? It's pretty awesome. I could be happy for everybody. It's okay. Okay, ready? Let's take a few more. Perfect. Awesome, right there. And one more close. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. I think I'm liking. I think it's that one for me. That one's good. I like that one. And I think that one's the best. Do one more like that with your head tilted forward a little bit. A little sneaky. Mom's around the corner. You're hiding from mom for some reason. Boyfriend's under the bed. It's okay. Perfect. I'm digging it. You guys? I love it. Okay, so now we've gone from a regular headshot, single light headshot. We scoop this around so we keep light off the background. We change the background. Okay, we completely change the look of the background. Now what I want to do is I want to add the diffusion screen, and I want to change the position of the light to high and overhead. Okay? So I'm going to lower this a touch so I can reoperate all this equipment. So if you have a Flashbender, it comes with a large diffusion screen, which turns this into a big softbox, or a fairly big softbox. It Velcros onto the front and snaps together. So you have this really crazy cool softbox that you can carry with you. And that's always my goal, is to be as mobile as possible. I do have all the great stuff. I have the C-stands, I have the big lights, the soft boxes, all that stuff. And it's awesome, don't get me wrong. But you know what? That fits in a camera bag. That 3 foot by 4 foot softbox isn't gonna fit in no camera bag. That's for sure. Put this back on. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to drop this down and swing this. Let's see. Yeah, we'll swing it that way. Excuse me. Now, I like getting my light high and overhead. Okay, this is one of the things that really brings me, because this is a beauty style shot. This is almost right in the realm of that over and under style beauty. So we're going to take a shot right here, okay, direct straight on. Okay, what do we have? Exposure looks pretty good. All right, we have a very sharp drop shadow behind her. See that shadow's over her shoulder, okay? The light's not directly in the center of her face because I'm getting my shadow under her nose favors one side. See that? So what we're going to do is we'll move this over a little bit and get the light more into the center of the frame. Okay? Okay, now my light's more in the center. You have that hard beauty light coming down. This is now you can add a reflector to and bring up a lot of fill light underneath those shadows. I like this look. I really like this style and this deep kind of lighting. I'm going to tip this down a little more, and I'm going to raise this up just a touch more and get the shadows maybe a little deeper. I want you to turn to one side, hon, and bring your shoulder to your chin to shoulder. There we go. Yep. Perfect. There we go. That's better for me. I like that better because I like that shadow. You have, if you look at the facial features, okay? Look at the shadows defining her cheeks. All right, you have this beautiful fall off right here at the top of her cheek. She has beautiful cheeks for this kind of look. Okay, bring your chin to shoulder a little more. There we go. Yep, down a little further, a little further. Chin to shoulder. There we go. Here we go. Look how deep and dark and delicious that is. Okay? The light is completely changed from where we started. I love this kind of light because of the shadows we're creating. When you create shadows, what do you create? Depth. Peter said depth. Who said drama? What's your name?
Rick.
Rick said drama. You guys both get an A+. Go ahead, door's right there. You create depth and drama. Okay? You take a two-dimensional medium and you turn it three-dimensional. This is what we want, right? This is when you add light, you're adding light for this reason, because you want her to look, right? We'll take two more. I want you to turn around this way. Yeah? There we go. Yeah. There we have it. One more on. Okay, I think, for me, I think that one, I like that one. Super tight. I like that one. I don't know. What do you guys think? I kind of like that one too. Whoops. That one's nice. There it is. I think it's that one. Okay, so we're going to use the strip softbox. So if you have an XL Pro, the largest one, it comes with a strip softbox attachment. And when they first came out with this thing was awesome. But what made it super awesome was this strip softbox. Because now, look at the control that I have. Okay? I have a lot more control. In one of the photos in the slideshow, we were working in Central Park, right? This is what we were shooting with. All right? It's awesome. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this to your side right here, because I'm going to broad light you a little bit. All right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this just like that. So what I want to do is I want to feather my light. And feathering my light just means that I'm not going to hit Valeria straight on. I'm going to hit her off the edge. I'm also going to drop it down just a touch. And right about there. And we can't see if we can't darken the background. So turn and look right up into the light, hon. Yep, just like that. Okay, look at that. We darken the background, but it's also very similar to what we had in the beginning with the one that we just bent, right? So let's move it a little more to the left, okay? This confounds a lot of photographers, because a lot of photographers are like, you're not lighting your subject. But you are, because you're lighting with the light that's coming off the edge of here. Okay, just because you're not aiming your softbox at your client or so whatever your subject is, doesn't mean you're not lighting them. Okay, it's a little darker. What do I do to the background? Background's gone, right? Now we're into that really high contrast look. Now it's a little dark for me, a little underexposed, so we have to pick up some exposure somewhere. I'm at 1/4 power. I'm going to push this back up to 1/2 power, where I started. All right, let's try that. Look up to there. Perfect. Yep. Now bring your face to me. A little more to me. Look right at me. We'll get some shadow detail on that side. There we go. Okay, I have the gradient on the background. If I pulled her a little more forward, I would get all the light off the background. I've raised the power, so I'm still lighting her beautifully. I think we'll do that. Come to me about 2 steps. One, yeah, right there. We'll pull our light up right to here. Okay. See if we can't darken that background completely. Okay, we have to fix our exposure, but we're getting there, aren't we? What do we think? Okay, what do I do with exposure here? What would you guys say? Drop the power back down? You guys all got quiet all of a sudden. Suddenly you were happy. Now what happened? What are we going to do? No, I'm at ISO 200. That's the base for my camera, so I'm going to stick there. I'm going to drop the power back down. She moved forward. I moved the light a little bit. We kind of closed up a touch. So I'm going to drop the power down to maintain my aperture and shutter. Okay? I'm also going to raise my light a little bit. Look at the shadow on the right side of her face. It's not that it's too much. It's that it's just skimming across the side of her face. We want it to come down a little bit, right? Okay? A little more shadow detail going this way as opposed to straight across. So what I'm going to do is I'll raise my light just a little bit. I'll drop it down to like a 45 or 40-degree angle. That should give us some of that more of a Rembrandt look because the light will be skimming across this way. Okay? And we're dropping our power down to 1/4. I think we're getting there. I think I have to push the power up maybe a third on light. Let's try that. That's it? Did it come in? Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. What do you guys think? Okay. Now let's go backwards a little bit. This may not be the look for everybody. I don't care. I'll wake you guys up a little bit. My goal is to show you the different ways you can use one light, right? This is a very dramatic portrait, okay? In black and white, this would probably be super stunning because she has that really cool sweater on with that white and black zebra thing going on, right? It's awesome, okay? This is dramatic light. This is light that's very hard, right? Deep shadows. Look at the fall off on the right side of her cheek, okay? You have a lot of fall off down here. This is a completely different look than what you may be used to, okay?
Can you do that once with a reflector here to see the difference?
We're going to do one, I'm not going to use a reflector. When I get to, because I have it mounted to the light stand already. You want to add a reflector? All right, hang on, no, I'll add it. What's your name again?
Jason.
So Jason wants to add a reflector. I knew one of you would do this to me. So I'm using a California Sunbounce Micro Mini. All right. I'll use it silver side out. So the Micro Mini is a great reflector because you can mount it to a light stand. And I can do whatever I want. Okay? I have silver side set up, so it's going to give us a lot of backup, a lot of fill light, a lot of contrast. Okay? Pardon me. I'm making a sandwich. If your key light is at 40 degrees, set your reflector at about 40 degrees. Make a sandwich, right? This is the Oreo cookie. Okay, cookie top, cookie bottom, and that beautiful stuff in the middle. Big difference, right? Look. Deep shadows. I dig that. For me, I'm good with that. I love that deep shadow, okay? A lot of fill light on that right side, okay? A lot of fill light. It's up to you. Photography is an art. It's subjective. It's what you like over one another. I like the darker, edgier look, like that, okay? A little more seductive, a little more what's going on back there, okay? She has this great look on her face. What's she thinking? What's going on in the background? Can you come to this? It's a little more open, which is fine by me. Did I do my job?
Yep.
Awesome. Jason's happy. So Joe asked, excuse me. One of the things about the Flashbender system is that you can turn these into a snoot. Has anybody taken the 40s Glamour with me here? It's awesome, isn't it? It's my favorite thing to do. It really is. If you take all this stuff off, take the diffusion screen off, you can roll this into a snoot. So the nice thing about this is that you have a lot of versatility in a single modifier. Okay? The problem is, ahoy, matey. You have to send that light through this tube, okay? Which is okay, except that you really have to aim it well. Otherwise, you're going to be missing your target. All right? Which is still not a problem. We can figure this one out. I'll put this back onto the speed light. You have to mount this. Mount this from the top down, and the spines will help to keep it straight. I prefer to do this with the smaller Flashbenders because they're a little bit easier to aim. You actually need like a gun sight on this thing to figure out where the light's going to fall. But we'll get this up. And by eye, I'm going to say we need to go a touch higher. By eye? Oh, I don't know. Let's try it. All right, Joe, here we go. This one's for you. Okay, that's pretty cool. If you're into the 40s glam, look, I even aimed it right. If you're into the 40s glamour look, that is the atypical style. Very hard, very deep shadows, a lot of fall off. Take your hand down, hon. Yeah, that's a ticket. Yeah, I want you to look up and to this way, right there. Put your eyes in the center of your head, this way. Head that way. There we go, there we go. Put your eyes in the center of your head. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. See how dramatic that light is? All right, I want you to look this way. Look, who's your favorite? Who do you die for? Who's your melt-away actor?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale? Good answer. I like Chris Hemsworth myself, but you know. I want you, if he was behind me, he's coming to pick you up. He's like, we're out of here. I want you to look so lovingly and forlorn. Do it. That's it?
Yeah.
Come on. There it is. Okay, with a little more aiming prowess, we could get this better. Now we're into that 40s glamour style look, that high contrast, deep shadow look, okay? So with the XL Pro, you have a lot of options given to you, right? With a great modifier that you can slip into a bag. That will fit into my camera bag, all right? I do carry an extra bag with everything else on it, but it's a great tool. Okay, Peter's question was about depth of field and about my lens. So we're going to take a quick, like a 5-minute Q&A. I'm going to change up to the reflector, okay? What color background would you like? You can choose. You choose, I'll keep talking. Okay, so we're going to go to the umbrella. So if you said I had to carry 2 things with me, it would be this and the umbrella. This one or the sparkly one? That one? It doesn't matter to me. That one? Okay. Okay, so where did the umbrella go? One thing you cannot be afraid of is opening an umbrella inside. All right, if you're afraid of that, it's not going to work for you. Okay, my best Mary Poppins, right? I can be Bert. Come on, everybody, right? All righty. Now, okay, so we have a reflective umbrella, single speed light with the Omni Bounce on it. Now, Valeria chose this as her background. So I went to Joann Fabrics. Actually, my partner, who I share my studio with, went to Joann Fabrics, and she bought some of this, what is it, velour or something? I don't even know what it is. It doesn't wrinkle. That's what's really cool about it. It doesn't wrinkle, okay? So I brought it. I said, okay, let's try a funky, fun color and see what we get for a background. Why not? So Joann Fabrics is your friend. You can buy cheap backgrounds just by buying some fabric, right? I've taken Matthews Hollywood grip arm. I added a second grip head to it. And now I have a transportable background stand. So stand up on. Yeah, I have to make sure I get you in the frame. So yeah, right about to there. That should be good. All right, what side are we going to light her on? Where are we going to start our light? Come to me. Stand next to me. Which side would we set our key light?
Which side?
Which side would you set your key light?
Where's her hair part in?
Where's her hair? Yeah, Jason's exactly right. You would put your key light where the part of her hair is. Because we're going to broad light her. We're going to give her a lot of light on her face. Okay? We're getting out of the edgy look. We want a lot of light for a simple portrait. Okay? You can go back. Thank you. Okie dokie, artichoke. Ready?
Yeah.
So I set my light up high. I'm going to do a traditional 45 degree by 45 degree key light portrait, right? Great way to learn how to do this is stand in any room in your home, hopefully a square room. Walk to the middle of the room and point to where the wall and the ceiling meets. Where the wall and the ceiling meets is approximately where the key light goes. Point right to the light, hon. You point to the light. See that? If you extended your fingers, her hand all the way out, it's right about to where the wall and the ceiling meet, 45 by 45 degrees. Doesn't have to be exact. This is when you take your test shot and then you begin to change things up from there. Okay? So I'm going to go back to ISO 200, shutter speed of 200, aperture of 5.6, and I'll send my power back up to 1/2. Did that work? Yeah. Oh, there it works. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we have a big, broad light source, right? Okay. Simple, elegant, easy. Wasn't that easy? Except that when everything didn't work. So what do I want to do? What I would like to do is I want to pull Valeria off the background for depth of field, right? Because I'm getting some lines, right? This backdrop doesn't hang perfectly. So if we pull her off maybe another foot, make depth of field help us to make that go soft. Come up to me hon, a little bit. A little bit more. That should be good right there. Okay. This gives me a little more room up here to work. Okay, you have to slide over that way a little bit. That way. Oh, too much. Half step. Perfect. I don't know if it made it made it worse or made it better. That I don't know. I can't tell that. But I like it. So what we're going to do is, what are we going to do? What can we do to change this? Feather. There we go, right there. All right. I'll drop some of the, actually I think it's moving from the fan. Okay, ready on? Still getting some light on it. I wonder what it's from. Oh, it could be from one of these lights. Okay, not a problem. I kind of like it. I kind of don't like it. What do you guys think? Do you think you like it? Think you don't like it? Like the color? I'm kind of iffy on the color. You? Yeah. Okay, so the client doesn't like it. So what do we do? Change it. You want to do one of the sparkly ones or you want to do nothing?
Sparkly.
Sparkly? Okay. All right, so we'll change background really quick. Here's the beauty of this. This is actually pretty cool. Green or
This one.
this one? Mm-hmm. So we have this one, sparkly. All right, let's see what that does for us. What do we think? I think that'll go good, especially with her black and white sweater. Oh, get it the long way. So this is when you start talking to your client. What are you reading? Are you in school?
No.
No? Did you graduate?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you read?
Right now, nothing.
Nothing?
I read enough in my studies.
Well, you're right to take a break because it does get exhausting.
Study German literature.
Wow, really? All right. Okay, wait a minute. So she studied German literature. That sounds like awesome to me. Okay. Are you German?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Karlsruhe.
Karlsruhe?
Karlsruhe, yeah. That's close to Stuttgart.
Stuttgart? Okay. How close is that to Cologne?
To Cologne, 400 kilometers.
Oh, that's a ways away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a ways away.
Yeah.
Okay. Stuttgart, that's where Mercedes is built, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
oh my,
Porsche.
yeah, oh my God, that's awesome. What brought you here?
Work.
Work? Fair enough. Got to make money. What do you do for a living?
Modeling.
Oh my God! How would I not know that? Funny too. Okay. Let's see what happens with this. Oh, look at that. Okay, ready? Take a quick test shot. It's actually really glittery. I kind of like it. Oh, it's totally different. Look at that. It's a completely different look and appearance, okay? Yeah, the fan is blowing it. So I'm going to have you stand right there. Come to me a little bit. Yep, turn to, no, back up a touch right there, hon. Yep, turn to the side. And move that way a little bit, just so I can capture all of the background. No, get it that way, a little bit. Half a step. That's a ticket. So who's your favorite writer? Who's your German literature?
Friedrich Schiller.
Sure, okay. Yeah. I have a bachelor's in English literature, so awesome. Hang on. Perfect. All right, completely different look. I kind of like it. Okay. Single reflective umbrella. Now we moved it from here to here. So we went from regular key light to an edge light. Let's do that. This is the aha thing. Everybody loves this one. I'm telling you, it's like, okay. So this is very similar to the XL Pro. I made it into a strip softbox, right? I'm keeping all the light off the background, okay? The thing that you have to do, though, is that when you collapse this, this tends now not to aim at her face. It tends to aim more at her mid-torso. So your subject is going to be lit here, right? Instead of up here. So what we have to do is just raise this up a little bit to get our light onto Valeria's face. This is where we want it, right? What kind of a headshot or portrait is the belly? Unless you're a fitness athlete, like I am.
I can see.
Okay, turn and look up to here. There we go. Yeah. Pull your hair off of your right side a little bit. No, look up to the light. That's it. Look at the difference. Okay? Now if I drop your, stay right there and look right to me. Okay, we've got some light in the background because I backed up a little bit. We have a lot of deep, dark, and dramatic light. Look where we went from there. Oops, sorry. Okay, regular, full umbrella, collapsed umbrella. Now look what we did just by collapsing the umbrella over the light source. All right, very dark and dramatic. Looks like something's happening in the background. We could even keep a little bit of light off of that. We're twisting this around, okay, and feathering our light. Yep, right there, hon, yep. Look up this way, perfect, just like that. Now look up to the light. Yep, eyes too. There we go. Right? I'm going to touch upon one more thing before we change to shoot-through umbrella. Actually, I want to do one more look here, then we'll do shoot-through umbrella and wrap it up really quick. We'll go right to the end. But there's someone in behind me, so we have to bail out by 3. One of the things that I try to teach is don't move the subject, don't move your light, okay? I took this shot, and all I did was move over a little bit this way, and I went down. She stays in one spot. What I want you to do is this. I want you to give me like 4 or 5 poses, right? 1, 2, right? 4 or 5 different poses, and I'm going to work around you. So just hold the pose until the light fires and then change the pose again. So what I want you to realize is that you can change the overall look of your photograph, not by moving everything, but by you moving around, right? I changed the complete look of that photograph just by moving around a little bit, okay? Okay. Oh, that one, I like that one. I'm digging that one, okay? She moved around a little bit. I moved around a little bit. I didn't change the position of my light, but I changed the mood and the feel of the photograph just by moving around a little bit, okay? Not everybody's going to be looking for a dramatically lit portrait like that, right? There's no catch light in her eye. Do we care? No, that was the answer I was looking for. We don't care. That's a cool photo, right? She may not like it, but I may like it, so it may wind up in my portfolio and not hers, okay? It a lot hinges on what your client wants, which is fine, but you always want to try and get something else. Always try to make your portfolio better and make your experience better. Okay, let's do I want to do the reflective umbrella, and we'll do an over and under beauty or clamshell style shot. All right, that's one of my favorite things to do, especially with women. So what I want you to do is I want you to go right up to the background. Yeah, just watch this. Yep, yep, that's a ticket. And so for this one, what I want to do is I want to put a lot of light all over the place. So I will open the umbrella back up again. Okay, I'm actually going to kind of put it right about here. I just want to fill this entire area with light. And I'm going to put it in the center and shoot right alongside and see what we can get as a direct shot and what happens to the background. All right, much different look. Do we like it? I don't know, you? It's really kind of busy behind you, you know? I think it would be a little bit better without that top, because I think the top is fighting with the background in color tone, right? Let's drop out the background. I'll take it out of the way. I want you to come right back to here. There we go. Much better. I kind of like that better. You know, come out to me. We'll use the inverse square law. You know what, guys? All know what that is, right? Good. All I want to hear was yes. I don't want to have to explain it. Okay, now look at the shadow behind her. Look at how the shadow is falling behind her on the gray background. The further away we get, right, the shadow falls away and the grayer the background goes. I'm going to pull you off a little more. Come to me a little more, right about to there. And we have a full, big, broad source of light, throwing light everywhere. Now, I like these because the gray has gone flat, okay? It's standardized now. It's solid gray behind her. The light is falling off. It's hitting Valeria here. It's falling off behind her to a point where it's not even going to be touching the background. Looks like a regular piece of gray seamless paper. So we have a nice fashion-y kind of headshot, okay? I like the pose. Let's take two more, and then we'll go to shoot through. Perfect, right there. Try not to get legs and chairs in the background. Perfect. Okay, we have a very stock standard shot. Our light's in the center. We have the butterfly lighting coming down, okay, underneath her nose perfectly. A little bit of light under her chin, which you can't see because it's getting lost in the turtleneck collar of her sweater. But really a simple, elegant shot. All right, it goes right into the portfolio. Perfect headshot. All right, okay. Now we're going to swap out to the shoot-through umbrella. So when you buy your umbrella, and the one on the list from B&H was an Impact. This happens to be a PhotoFlex, one that just happens to be in my studio. You take the black, always get a convertible so that you can remove the black backer. And then you use this the opposite way. I'll stand back just a bit, 2 steps back on. Thank you. Now, this is a completely different look because the light is hitting your subject, not being reflected off the inside of the umbrella. You will see a color tone shift, all right? Reflective umbrellas are a little cooler, a little contrastier than the shoot-through. What I like to do is, we'll take a couple shots this way, then we'll go to beauty, is with the reflective umbrella, you can pretty much put your light, because the light goes backwards and it comes out, you don't have to have your light aimed anywhere, really. You can play with it to keep light off the background. Here, I try to aim my light to the left or to the right and keep that hard, direct light coming out of the speed light off of my subject, because that's just going to make clipped highlights and make everything a nightmare for you. So I have my shoot-through umbrella. I've aimed it slightly to the left so that the center of my speed light is actually lighting, what's your name? Maurice. Maurice. So my light is actually hitting Maurice, not hitting Valeria, and I'm getting softer light on her face. Well, it should work. There it is. Okay, let's go back. Let's take this one and delete that one. Take this one. Okay, if you take a quick look at the 2 photos, you can see the difference. Exactly, Peter's right. On the left, skin tone's a little contrastier, a little cooler, right? By the visual, it's a cooler light, a little more contrasty. On the right is the shoot-through umbrella. The light is softer. It's a little warmer, okay? Has a slightly better tone to it. The shadows are softer, right? Everything about this particular way of using the umbrella is softer. And you don't light your subject, you light around your subject. The speed light is literally pointing to Maurice, not pointing to Valeria. This way, I'm lighting off the edge here and getting all that beautiful soft light, which is what I want, okay? This is a little harder and contrastier on the left, softer, a little more pleasing, a little warmer in tone. See the difference in tone? That's why I kept my white balance to daylight so you can see the shift, okay? All right, we'll take a few more. Yep, turn to that way and swing around. Yep, come right around to me, right there, perfect. Okay, it's a completely different look, right? Yep, come to this way. There we go. Bring your face to me, straight on, right there. Now go to the side and chin to shoulder. Right there, yeah. No, eyes that way. All right, the light is a little bit brighter, a little bit softer, less contrasty. Oh, missed that one. Didn't recycle? Oh, fast enough? Yeah. Okay. That was pretty cool. All right, you can spend all day doing, I could spend all day doing this with her. It's really easy. You have someone like this in front of you, it's really pretty easy. Let's take a few more, then we'll do the beauty. Yep, keep the leg kicked up. Perfect. I'm gonna come around right there. And right to me, right there. All right, there we have it. Let's go to beauty and then we'll wrap it up, okay? Because beauty is my favorite lighting look of all time, especially on women, especially with a woman who has these beautiful this beautiful chin line and cheekbones, right? So for beauty or clamshell lighting, okay, I use a shoot-through umbrella, and what I do is I take the bracket and send it all the way down till the umbrella touches the stand. And then send this all the way up as high as I can. Now, if you're going to shoot this way, you have to be aware of a few different things. Everybody's face is not the same, okay? So what this particular lighting style may work for somebody, it may not work for somebody else. Or you may find that you have to move your light one way or the other because their cheeks are thicker or rounder, or their chin line is rounder or something. Valeria has a very symmetrical chin line. Everything should line up perfectly. Okay, excuse me, hon, right there. I'm using the California Sunbounce Micro Mini. Yep. And right about there. I keep my reflector just about at bust line, okay? Have my key light, have my reflector. Now my key light is aiming just in front of Valeria. It's actually aiming to her upper chest, which keeps the main light, that hardest part of the light, off of her face. We may find that we don't like it. We may find that we love it. We may find that we need to adjust it a little bit. Okay, ready? This is a beauty style headshot. There we go, perfect. What do we think? I love that. Okay? It's simple, it's easy, it's elegant. You get these beautiful shadows. All those shadows that were under her chin are now gone. All right, we have a little bit of shadow here, but I can live with that. You can adjust and play with this light. I think it's pretty good right there. You guys? I think it's darn good. Let's take a few more frames. So another thing that I've gotten to know Valeria. I know she went to school in Germany to study German literature. She's a full-time model. She's gorgeous. She's funny, right? And what else can you know? She doesn't read any books, though. You have to read some books. You have to read something. How about magazines do you read?
Vogue.
Vogue. Oh, man, high five it right there. You want to learn lighting? Get Vogue or Vanity Fair, okay? And then what you do is you get the photograph that you like, follow the photographer, right? Usually a big name. And then you look in the eyes. My key light is on top and my reflector's on the bottom. That's exactly how this shot is lit. Let's take like 5 shots. So if I were doing this professionally, I would say to my client, okay, what I want you to do is change your position 5 times. Every time you hear the shutter click, you move, right? So 1, click, 2, anything you want 5 times. One more, right there. Drop the hands, look straight to me. Right there. No, you can put the hand up. Perfect. What do we think? Okay? Simple, easy, right? Umbrella, Rogue Flashbender. You have a one light kit with 2 modifiers. You can do a ton of different work. Keep it simple, learn one light, then you add a second. Then you add a hair light, rim light, okay? You could do this look with 2 lights, right? I've done this look with 2 lights. I kind of prefer the reflector because I think the reflector still gives me a little bit of shadow detail under here, where 2 lights would just wipe it out and make it totally clean. Are we good? Are we done? All right, awesome. Thank you.
Whether you're a hobbyist or a professional, B&H has the answers to your questions. Experience a world of technology at our New York City Superstore. Connect with us online or give us a call. Our staff of experts is happy to help.